Right, so I've been sending you some messages from Cotonou regarding some debit on a POS over there. Well, initiated from a POS over there that I received a debit alert from GTB for, and the money was not reversed, and he insists that it was insufficient funds over there, so I had to operate a different thing. So I just came into the Lagos yesterday night, and I said I would stop over. I was sending message to the number you gave me. Okay, on WhatsApp. Maybe I need to show you the number.
No, there's no need.
Okay.
So for that issue, you'll be able to sort it out. So just have to speak to them.
Okay.
Sort it out. I think what they need to do is log in and dispense error. But I think I must have logged it and maybe sent it to you. So they can help you with log it.
Okay. The one I'm most curious about is you didn't reply at all.
It's a lot of messaging.
Okay. No, I'm just curious because over there it was like this guy's a troublemaker. I was trying to tell them, look, if the bank is not saying anything, it looks like you guys are the ones that have the problem. And so I didn't have any proof that I had spoken with you. There was no reply. I had no proof of that the person I was speaking with was actually somebody functioning in the bank. You know, so I know being in a foreign country, you know, it's very awkward. Right. So this kind of thing, is it common?
It's network failure. It's common. Yes, that's the network. So
okay.
Most time when you are in the just walk up to them.
Okay, so even though it's from another country, it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay, so I can just go ahead to them. Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Solagbade. Oh, really? I hope it's for good. I hope it's for good. Alright, I just came from downstairs I came in from Cotonou on Thursday night, and on Friday I went to the bank at Sawaram Suthar. That's where my account is domiciled, and I told them that I had been communicating with the branch manager from Cotonou on WhatsApp since the middle of December, 18th of December to be specific, because there was a transaction I did on the POS there that didn't go through. Apparently, the man said on insufficient funds, but I got debited 10,300. And
I don't understand.
Yes.
Where did you have from Nigeria?
In Benin Republic.
So you mentioned Allen.
Sorry?
You went to Allen.
Yeah, I came back home on Friday and I went to Allen.
Allen?
Yeah.
You now compared to the person that you have been sending message to him.
Of course. I've been sending WhatsApp messages to him. He's the branch manager.
So the person in Allen and the person in Cotonou.
You don't have a branch in Cotonou. So if I do a POS transaction, they do POS. I hope you know they do. Okay. So people use your bank. They do transactions. Okay. Of course. We do it. We do transfers. I don't know if you are aware, there are people who have POS devices that they do money transfer business. No. You don't have a branch there now.
I'm just asking.
So I'm talking of the man here. I'm saying that I've been talking to the man here. If he was Cotonou, I would want to slap his head.
Are you serious? They are like that in Cotonou.
No, I'm like that. Because it is irresponsible behavior.
Okay, thank you. You can't slap someone like that.
In Nigeria, they do it every day.
Anyway.
You don't slap someone, they will slap you and they lock you up. You dare not do it.
I'm getting the twisted. Anyway,
But on the more, that was just a joke. So what I'm just saying is that when I go back home, because I've been sending all those messages, I was telling him, please, can you define it for what do I do, please? These people are telling me I even came to do 419 to them, and that's when Nigerians behave. And I said, look.
okay, now I understand your business. So what do you want?
Basically, the point I'm making is this: I came back, and they are now telling me on Friday. They now told me to start giving them information. They were feeling it. But he just told me, there are so many SMS. Why couldn't you just reply me and guide me what to do? You are my branch manager. Why couldn't you just respond to a customer's message? I was in deep shit. If I didn't understand French and if I didn't have clients there, they were treating me like a criminal. I couldn't even prove that I was real. No. You've got to understand. Okay, no problem. Tell me you have a lot of work, no problem. The reason why we have customers to your bank is it's a service. You're not doing us a favor. So if you tell me you have a lot of work, you know what I can do. All I need to do is go through this process I'm doing. This is what I'm doing, due diligence. If you tell me you have a lot of work, I can leave. Then I can leave. If you want me to leave, I can.
If you want to.
It's up to you. You tell me what to do. Do you want to continue with me or you want me to leave?
It's your decision.
No. You are the one to give me attention.
To what you want me to.
I want to tell you what your people have done to me.
Learn, right?
My brother, the bank is the bank. You represent the bank. What you are doing to me now is part of the service.
I'll talk to the person. Someone that is my boss. What about have they logged it? That's what I expected. Have they started working on it? Have they given you?
I have a question. Why did it have to take me coming to Nigeria for that to happen? That is my question. I'm a customer of your bank. I cannot depend on my bank when I'm outside the country. That's what you're telling me.
I don't understand.
Look, I traveled. I used your service.
That's what I was doing when I was there. I was trying to get a refund from the company without going there. Just the phone, unless you don't know how to use it. You can contact GTB for everything you want to do in this world.
So let me ask you a question. It was a crime for me to follow the instruction of my branch manager. I did wrong. He said if you have any problem when you eventually travel.
Yeah, like I said.
No, you see, that's the point. No problem. Keep going ahead with all these things. Don't create problems. Yes, sir.
But anytime, come.
Let me add this point about the man in Berger, the one who said he was the head of operations. When you listen to the full recording of my interaction with him, you will hear the point at which, because it was clear that this gentleman, for instance, did not even understand. I mean, he was asking me questions as if he was asking questions about the staff in Benin Republic, as if GT Bank had a branch in Benin Republic. I kept having to correct him that you don't have a branch in Benin. So why would I have been talking to somebody in Benin? How would I have been going to make a complaint to somebody in Benin? You have no office in Benin. Why? And he was asking me, he was even expressing surprise and was asking me, so we were actually receiving money. Benin. He had no clue that these things are happening. How do you provide support to people you have no clue are receiving your service, are using your services? So these guys are not even informed and educated about what the customers using their services are actually experiencing. They have no idea what experiences we are going through as travelers. And they don't want to inform or educate themselves about it. Instead, they still want to talk down to us when we're coming out and give them information they did not have in the first place. Now, you will find at a point in the recording, I was, because you've noticed the way we started, I crack jokes a lot. I do that, I try to do that. It's either that or I'm very polite, because I don't want anybody to say I antagonized him, that's why I responded in a negative manner. And you will see from the beginning of recording how I was doing that. So, at the point, I saw the way he was cutting into my narrative, each time cutting me off and asking questions that he did not understand. Though that there was no office in Benin where I could have been talking to anybody. So I said, if it had been there, I made a point. It was just like to just lighten up. I said, if it had been there, I would have slapped him on the head. He said, so you'd have slapped him. Is that what you people do in Benin? And you could see the way, because I was criticizing. The first thing I've noticed about all of them is the minute you are criticizing, particularly those ones that they think they are senior. Once you begin to try and criticize or call them to order or call them out for what they've done as wrong, they get aggressive. Okay, they begin to take you up aggressively. So he said, is that what you people do? And I said, he said, you slap people. And I said, no. I said, we don't slap people. It's not like in Nigeria. You listen to that exchange. Basically, I just made fun. And I told him, anyway, that's a joke. Let's go back to what we're saying. I said that. But you could see that he was trying to pick on that, to use it as a basis to get offended in order to end the conversation. Because he didn't like the fact that what I was trying to point out was that the service had been completely inefficient. And he didn't like that I was pointing at that, and he would have to answer for that. At a point, he dismissed everything I was saying. His boss, I'll talk to him later. I was expecting what I would have expected you, the one I expect you to talk about. What do you mean, what you expect me to talk about? For a full month, I get no response. Then I have to come to Nigeria to get response. Then you are wanting me to talk about that when you could have addressed it from the beginning without my needing to come to Nigeria. So if I was in China, I would have come to Nigeria for you to address my issue. So you can see the attitude is an attitude of impunity. And it's not peculiar to GTB people. All I'm saying that GTB are the ones I'm dealing with, and I'm raising that issue, and it's not the first time. That's what I'm saying. Nigerian banks have gotten used to treating people however they please, because most Nigerians, it's. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say this. Generally, Nigerian society is a society in which majority of people are very abusive in disposition. We are verbally abusive, we are emotionally abusive, we are physically abusive towards one another. Abuse has been normalized in Nigeria. That's why many people they're not even sensitive to the fact that they are abused or subjected to abuse or disrespect by their service providers. For instance, the banks, they've so conditioned Nigerians to accept abuse. There's no effort made to put the client into consideration. This article on your screen is an article I deliberately want to put. I'm not trying to teach anybody anything. I'm just trying to point out what the responsibility of a service provider is to the person that's paying for the service. Because the banks are not doing us a favor. It's not a free service. It's not a public service. You are getting paid to take care of our money and handle it for us, and you are disrespecting and abusing us at the same time. This is the way I feel, and I'm not alone in this. The way I feel. In fact, a lot of people have told me stories since I came back about terrible things that have been done by the bank, but that's a story for another recording. So this article talks about how emotional intelligence is so critical to provision of excellent customer service, because there seem to be very few consequences to not providing top quality or top class customer service to customers in Nigeria. A lot of Nigerian companies think they can do whatever they like to people. No problem. But understand that with technology, things are going to get better, and customers are going to have a way to get back at those people that abuse them. I feel abused, I feel disrespected, I feel exploited by my bank. Understand my point. It's not about you saying you've now addressed the issue. I had to come to Nigeria. It took me a month. In fact, I had to be called in by a client company before I said, okay, you know what, let me know, because it didn't make sense for me to travel all the way back down to Nigeria to address this. At what cost? It would have cost me about 10,000 naira, and I wanted to retrieve 10,000 naira, so it made no sense. Then you see, the thing is, I had to now come only to have this conversation where I was being talked down to by people who are supposed to be my bankers. Another thing, the banks seem not to understand that they cannot just tell you to begin to use phone calls to follow up issues from Benin Republic or outside the country, anywhere else. The exchange rate of the naira to most currencies now is crazy. You really mean that when I've lost 10,300, I don't know when I'm going to get it back, you still want me to use my remaining money with me that I can use to survive, okay, and the other resources, and begin to use the internet at 250 naira for 200 megabytes, in addition to making phone calls at 100 naira per minute? You want me to do all of that in order to redress an issue that you have already been notified of through your branch manager on WhatsApp? He said it himself. You heard him say it in the recording. I think I've already initiated the log. I've already logged it. He thought he had. He didn't, and he did not check to see if he had, and he did not get back to me. And I was there roasting. If I did not come back to Nigeria, he wouldn't even know that he never did. So you are on your own the minute you are not within physical reach of the Nigerian bank. That's why I'm showing you this article. Look at this definition here. Daniel Goleman is the author of the book Emotional Intelligence, and the author of this article is quoting him. How customers feel when they interact with an employee determines how they feel about the company itself. In a psychological sense, the company as experienced by the customer is a sum of these interactions. Loyalty is lost or strengthened in every interaction between a company and its customers. Like I said, banks generally in Nigeria take customers for granted. They don't care because they have more customers than they can deal with. So they don't give a damn if you drop out or you don't. And because you're not rich, most times the people that are complaining to them are not big people. So they feel they can dispense with you anyway. They can put you aside. I had this experience with GTB. I think it was in 2017, if I recall correctly. I'm just opening up the article. I had to write an article based on it because my website was down for 48 hours because of it. They never notified me. All right. And what I'm saying is that the same attitude continues even now. Okay. You are you're dispensable. They don't really care how you feel. They do what they like, and to hell with you. That's the attitude. You see, then when you make enough noise, they will now say, okay, sorry now. It's like the sorry is like when they say that's it. It rubs off all the insult, all the pain, all the suffering of, for instance, in my case, 30 days. It doesn't matter to them. That's it. Now, I mentioned to you that the branch manager, the reason why I had his details was because he had told me he had helped me address an issue on my domiciliary account where my dollars were being deducted because of this dollar card. Please take a look at this screenshot you are seeing now. This is as of this morning. Look at the time there. This morning, the 23rd of January 2022 at 8:53 p.m. This still shows that dollar card is active. That makes no sense because here's a screenshot of the dollar card. You can see from there, that dollar card is supposed to have expired in May 2021. I have no idea what to make of that. But I will not be surprised if I receive dollar payment again from another client and they deduct and tell me they're doing card maintenance, which is what they've been doing to me. This card, he told me he will personally handle it. He will make sure that thing is disabled. This card expired. I never opened it in first place. I never activated it because they said I needed $30 to activate it. I never activated it in 2017 or 2018. I never activated it, yet they began to charge me for it. Now it's supposed to have expired. This thing is still showing that it's active. You begin to wonder, is that a booby trap or what? That is what you go through at the hand of your bank in Nigeria. Like I said, GT Bank is an embarrassment to banking. I'm saying this, quote me, and I'm going to continue this thing. I'm not going to stop. I'm not looking for apology. I'm looking for a change in behavior. Oh, and by the way, lest we forget, the thing to keep in mind is this. At the end of the day, what I've now been given is a piece of paper that is supposed to tell me that that transaction was successful. Now, imagine if my branch manager, who I communicated with immediately within 24 hours, had replied me during that time frame when I was in Benin. Imagine how convenient it would have been for me to simply go back and demand immediately that that gentleman pay. Let's assume that this is true. What they're telling me is true. If I go by what is on that piece of paper, what it would have just been easy for me to just say, gentleman, my bank has already said that the money has reached your end. You have no excuse. You've got to give me my money. I will be able to take him up. I have friends in the National Police Headquarters, Police Central. I could have done that. I couldn't do anything. I had no proof. I had no information. I had no response. I had no feedback from my branch manager. My bank said nothing to me. Okay. I had no information to work with. Then I had to come all the way to Nigeria. And it's now convenient for them to tell me, oh, the payment went through. But they could have taken timely action to give me the customer support that was due to me. I wasn't asking. This is not like I walked up from the streets and asking GT Bank. I have been their customer for many, many years. It doesn't matter whether I'm a millionaire or not. I am paying for every service I get. There's nothing you'll be doing for me free that is not supposed to be paid for. So that's what my point is. I have now lost money. Technically speaking, that's what they're trying to tell me. Because this other man has taken my money and has claimed that he has not received the money. Even when they, as far as they're concerned, are saying the money and pay. But I couldn't find that out until I came to Nigeria after 30 days. Because my bank refused to do its work. That's a big issue. So I'm not letting it go.